And then he will give you that everlasting passion that when you wake up, you know that's what you are designed to do. And everybody else will be scratching their head saying, how did they make it look so easy?
Yes.
It's a cause of the anointing and you're in your purpose. And when you have your peace, your passion, your purpose, and then he will give you patience to deal with yourself, because sometimes you don't understand what you are doing, but you just do it because you know that's your gifting.
That's
and
right.
then he'll give you patience with other people, because some people get jealous of what God has gifted you to do. And they don't even know that it's because of his gift. That's why
right.
you're doing it.
That's right.
But God, keep on, because God is watching you and blessing you. So God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. And along with my co-host, my dear friend, she just celebrated a birthday. She looks like she's 20 years old, and she
Bless
just came back from a
God.
marriage retreat. I
Bless
know she
God.
is popping and ain't no stopping.
Yeah.
And we want to thank God for one of the best producers on this side of heaven, Connor. He does everything in a spirit of excellence.
Yes, we
and
love
we
Connor.
just love him.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever's listening in the whole wide world, we will be #1 in this galaxy.
Now.
Because we want you to know that simplicity is a way of a lifestyle.
Yes.
A good living and a good giving is how you live a simple, calm, cool, collected life.
Yes.
I'm passing the torch because I've lit it. LIT, living in truth and living in trust. Now I pass that torch to Angie Renee.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Tonight's show is part of our For the Community series, and it is all about updates on current plans, projects, and future endeavors happening in the city of Murfreesboro, from none other than Mr. Kurt Wade, who is Murfreesboro City Councilman. 8 years, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Woo.
All right.
Kurt, get in the mic, please.
Serving the people.
he
I'm
does.
sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Angie B.
Yeah, we want everybody to hear that voice.
Yes.
He's trying to be sexy on the radio. Come on up a
Oh,
little.
my Lord. All right. Kurt is, his assigned area is from Mercury Boulevard to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Kurt advocates for more people living in downtown. He also leads the charge for a park being placed on the west side of town, Veterans Park, and he also advocates for police and the fire department. Also in studio, we have Mr. Sam Huddleston, who's the Assistant City Manager for 25 years for the city of Murfreesboro, and Mr. Greg McKnight, Executive Director of Development Services. Welcome, everyone, to the Simplicity Desk.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I don't know what they're on night, Greg, but we need to get some of that.
I know, right?
They are wired up tonight. Thank you guys for having us. We appreciate you having us.
Yes.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate being able to come out and give some views from city officials and some city staff to really tell people what's going on.
Yes.
We see all the changes that's going on around town, and now we're here today to let people know what's going on and also how they can get involved at the same time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think there's plenty of opportunity when we inform the community. Y'all hear that rhyme? Opportunity and
Because you
community.
do it all the
Yeah.
time.
You do it all the
I
time.
know it. They're not even just
Can't help yourself.
flowing. I
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord, in the spirit.
But you all are. I love it because you are accessible,
Yeah.
and this is not going to be your first time on Simplicity Radio. We want it where people can see you, hear you, and know that you care. And that's what
right.
I feel
Yeah.
what Simplicity is all about.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come on your station, but I think most important is getting the message out.
Absolutely.
And getting the message out, letting people know how they can be involved and what's
Yes,
going on.
right.
That's crucial to our community. We always talk about how can we make our community better. Well, one of the ways we can make our community better is getting involved.
Yes.
And I think once people understand the importance of being involved and also having the opportunity to see something they've never seen before, because some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is give people an opportunity to get involved. And when we talk about get involved, we're talking about sitting on boards. We're talking about knowing the things that are happening in the city. We're going to give you some information. You can't say that the city of Murfreesboro doesn't have an outlet for everybody can understand what's going on.
That's right. That's right. Engagement. I think that's the key word.
Yep.
We're going to open up with a scripture because we do everything with scripture. We love the word of God up in here.
Amen.
Scriptures emphasize the importance of community and actively improving it through unity, support, and service. So we want to just start with James 2, 14 through 17. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to them, go in peace, keep warm and well fed, but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. We appreciate you all for putting works behind faith.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to add something to it. Put works behind those words.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
All right, let's get it
All right.
going on.
So let's get started.
All right, let's do this. All right, Mr. Greg McKnight. So what's your title?
Executive Director of Development Services for the City of Murfreesboro.
What does that mean?
Yeah, really, it's a mouthful for sure. It actually says I get to provide leadership and vision for the planning department of the City of Murfreesboro, building codes, community development, and GIS.
Okay.
So anything developed in the City of Murfreesboro comes through the planning department or the building codes department. Some shape, form, or fashion, whether it's a ground up or a renovation or a build out.
Okay. All right. Is that it? Or are you going to keep going, or we can get right into
Yeah,
it?
let's just get into it.
All right.
All
so,
right.
All right. So as one of the things that we talked about is growth. The growth in Murfreesboro has been tremendous for the last 10 to 15 years. And we encourage growth. We encourage people to understand when you're growing, you're not dying.
Right.
And we got
Absolutely.
I think I better say that again.
Yeah, that was
When you're growing, you're not dying.
that'll preach.
And that's what our city's doing. And we try as city officials and elected officials, we try to make the right decisions on what's best for our city. And so, Greg, tell us about some of the key projects that we got going on in our city right now. And I think the main one people want to know about is what's going on Broad Street.
Yep. You know, well, let me do this first, if I may, Kurt.
So you got to say a prayer too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can.
I'm just saying.
So don't play with me.
I'm just saying. All right.
Don't threaten me now.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, seriously, I want to back up. In 2023, the city of Murfreesboro alone did over $1 billion, $1 billion in construction valuation. The cost of construction in 2023 was $1 billion. In 2024, we ended up with $884 million. So just that's the conversation about growth.
Yep.
Just to let you know how much money is being spent on construction in the city of Murfreesboro. The Broad Street project that everybody wants to know about is the Keystone project. It's a $150 million project that has mixed use, retail, condos, hotel, apartments that will be involved in that development. Currently, the status of that project is we're currently working through the purchase sale agreement, updating the development agreement with HRP, who is a developer in that development. So that just basically says that we're looking for the best way, one, for the success of the city, success of the developer, to make sure everything's in line financially, make sure everything's in line as it relates to being good stewards of the city's land, being good stewards of the city's resources as that project moves forward.
All right. So as we're driving down Broad Street, we noticed that the liquor store's gone, the old Shoney's gone,
The car dealerships.
Could you give us an idea of what's going to be in those
Yeah.
spots or places right there?
Yeah, and Sam Huddleston will be able to talk about it a little bit more. He's been involved in it. That's almost a 10 or 15 year plan.
Okay.
Underneath, just to the back of, south of those properties that you have just mentioned, there's an underground creek that actually runs from Murphy Springs to Cannonsburg. That's been in there in a culvert for 20 years. It's going to be unearthed. We're going to daylight that creek and turn that entire area from South Church to Front Street, going to turn it into green space with an exposed creek for residents of Murfreesboro to be able to have green space and be able to enjoy water. Forever, every municipality turned their back on creeks and rivers, and now there's opportunities for us to take advantage of some of those resources in the city of Murfreesboro.
One of the things I can tell you as elected officials, when I first campaigned in 2016, I campaigned on making our downtown more vibrant, making our downtown where more people can live downtown, walk downtown. Because if you get a downtown that's active and has a good vibe, more people will want to come downtown and spend quality time downtown, spend their money downtown. And so I think that's where we're at now, and that's what we're trying to do. So Greg, so Keystone is one of our major projects. So tell us a little bit about what's going on out at Medical Center Parkway.
Yeah, Medical Center Parkway, there's a large development called Clary Park. It's a 75-acre plot of land that has been developing for the last 3 years. That's going to also have mixed use. It's a horizontal mixed use. It's going to have restaurants, as you can see. The famous In-N-Out Burger will be coming to that development as well. Whataburger's already there. So you'll see different restaurants coming into that area. It's been a plan that is developed out as a master plan was 3 years ago, submitted. It'll have more apartments. The apartments are almost finished. There's a couple of hotels going in, and then single-family development, single-family residential will be the last part that will be right off Wilkerson Pike. Will be the last phase of that development as it moves toward completion.
So also, ladies, you got anything you want to say, or you
Yes, I know that Madeline Scales Harris was at one of the meetings, I think several weeks ago, and she was talking about affordable housing. Are we looking at that with that development, or that's another plan?
The affordable housing is, relative. That they're really, at this point, the average home in the city of Murfreesboro is $350,000. The average townhome cost is $350,000. The city works better when we partner with people like Murfreesboro Housing Authority, when they are in their lane, and we're actually working with a partner to be able to provide affordable housing. So that's really what we've done. We've partnered with Habitat for Humanity. And I'll read something that we talked about in the town hall meetings. The community development phase of what my job is. MHA provided over 200 new units. Murfreesboro Housing Authority provided over 200 new units at Oaklands and Highland Mercury. And we also shared in a partnership with where we spent $500,000 in a partnership for rehabbing homes in the city of Murfreesboro. So, everybody asks, what is the city doing? We work better as a partnership. MHA will continue to build on the Mercury side. Martin Luther King, when they get ready to start up, they're actually proposing 220 beds, 220 apartment units off of Martin Luther King that they've just submitted to the city for us to work through that plan as well.
And that's all affordable housing.
All affordable housing, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, good. So, Greg, is there any other major project that you'd like to announce today, or is there anything else that we want to tell the community?
Yeah,
breaking news on Simplicity Radio. Breaking news.
It's not breaking news. It's just updates. Everybody wants to know about Buc-ee's also.
Oh yeah.
Everybody says, when is Buc-ee's coming? Right now, Buc-ee's, the way Buc-ee's was planned is they had to do all of their infrastructure and road network, off ramps and on ramps prior to them actually going vertical. March 19th, I remember the email went through where Buc-ee's was actually submitting for their prior to permit, which basically means they're submitting construction plans for permitting. Also, they've already had their pre-construction meeting as well, which allows them to keep moving forward for permits to go vertical. So I think that was a 2027 completion for Buc-ee's to open, so they're still moving forward in that regard. The other thing, probably Trader Joe's is getting ready to have an open house. They're close, a couple of weeks away from an open house in that right across the street from the Clary Park development. I think the only other thing, Kurt mentioned it, downtown, we probably 4 years ago, we had an economic development guy come in and do some consultation with the city of Murfreesboro, and he stated at that time that downtown was a missed economic development opportunity. And to Kurt's point, we've been trying to work through how do we activate our downtown, how do we provide different opportunities for our downtown to be activated from 6 o'clock to 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So those are the things we'll do. We've seen city of Murfreesboro go from a suburban city into an urban type city. So we'll be looking at ways and opportunities to continue that growth, smart growth, but also realizing that Murfreesboro is not the Murfreesboro that I grew up in.
Absolutely
with 20,000
not.
people and 2 high schools.
Right,
So,
right.
we'll still be able to keep a vigilant eye on growth and make sure the growth is smart growth.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm being updated and upgraded myself. I love that. I love it. Because, you know, I was born, raised in this community, and just seeing the growth is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then seeing people who really care about the city. See, I know Greg. We grew
Yeah.
up together.
Absolutely.
And then I got to know Kurt, and now I'm getting to know Sam Huddleston.
Yes.
And when you can say that the people that you can see, feel, touch, it makes it even real, and you want to see the community develop in a positive direction.
Yeah.
Good,
Right.
good work. Good work.
Right.
So we got time for one more.
Yes, we do.
Okay, all right. So Greg, give us an idea what kind of initiatives that the city, as far as your department, is working on to make our city better, to make our city more knowledgeable to our constituents that live here, and also how can we making sure that anytime people want to do business with the city of Murfreesboro, it's easy to be done.
Yeah, I think a two-part question. The first part of that, what are some of the initiatives that the Development Services Department, what we're involved in? You know, we're continuing to look at our ordinances and regulations to make sure that suburban model isn't hampering or causing any friction with growth in the city of Murfreesboro. We have done downtown parking studies. We've done downtown studies to let us to work through how do we activate the second floors downtown. We continue to look at, we just finished a wayfinding project that we're looking at. Wayfinding basically says how can we get around Murfreesboro better with signage? How do we share where the parking spaces are? You know, we have this thought that there is no parking downtown, but there actually there's actually actual adequate parking downtown, but because of the lack of signage, many of us don't know that there's actual adequate parking downtown. Second part of that question, I think one of the main things is people, Channel 3, City TV provides great information for individuals to be involved. All of our commissions, our committees are televised live. Also, you can go on the website and look at any committee or commission meeting that has gone on in the past to see what is going on in the community. And that's the first step, I would believe, is understanding what's going on, and then from there driving how you would like to be involved in those activities of the city of Murfreesboro. So there is only a lack of information because we won't seek it out. The city of Murfreesboro has a great website. It has great interactive links. You're able to, if you want to be involved in planning commission, you can actually get a text alert when there are actually anything that is happening in the planning department or a planning commission going on. You can get an active alert. There's all types of opportunities. Out of one of the townhome meetings, we actually, it came out that we were not communicating well enough with the community. And from that, the IT department, City of Murfreesboro, is creating an app and creating a link on a website that's going to have information at the fingertips for those individuals that may not be as technically sound like myself.
Amen.
That'll be easy for them to get to have that information on rehab opportunities, down payment assistance, those types of things. So we'll continue to listen through meetings like this, through the town hall meetings, so that we can actually respond to make sure that we're providing good information.
That's great. That's great. I want to double back on the affordable housing topic.
Yep.
Housing not necessarily for someone who can afford to pay for it. Are there any partnerships related to assisting the community's unhoused population?
Yeah, there's a great one. We have a great police task force for the homeless that I think is doing an excellent job. As a matter of fact, if you call in an area and there's homeless, there may be some homeless in the area, you can call the task force and they probably know them by name. With the
Come on, Sam, you got it.
So I think the opportunity is what to do. I think every city struggles with it. I don't think anybody's turning their back on how to help. Sometimes when we believe we're helping, we're really hurting a situation. So the cities, again, the city of Murfreesboro, again, we're better when we partner. And so we actually provide affordable housing grants. We get grant money in. Spent $300K last year, and with those partnerships to be able to help out of community development. So the homeless situation is going to be everybody just figuring out what's the best way to help. There is a stat that says 85% don't want to come in. And then the other 5 may be the ones that don't want to come in because they don't want anybody telling them what to do. And then there may be another 10% that we can actually help because of the mental health opportunities that are going on. So that's the real driver in homeless is the mental health opportunity.
And I think one of the key things Greg said is partner.
I like it.
The city doesn't do housing. So we're going to have to partner with somebody
that does,
to making sure that we try to help people to get them off the street and to get them in housing. And I think what has to happen is we got to get everybody on the same page. And we're doing our best trying to help, but we need everybody on the same page. Is, hey, how can you help in this area? How can you help in this area? And then that's how, once we start doing that, we can start going to the streets. We can start trying to get people off the streets. I think we got some great outside agencies here, but can we do better? We all can do better. And there's no reason that anybody should be left hungry or out on the street.
Now let's
absolutely.
One thing that I've learned working with the unhoused or the homeless, everybody does not want to be housed.
Exactly.
And we have to take that in consideration too.
Exactly.
But everyone needs to be cared for, and be seen as just being a human being. So I like how we're coming together, doing the partnerships and just talking. Let's talk about it. At least get something on the books of what we need to do and who we need to partner with. So I'm just so glad that you all are here. Thank you. What we're going to do, we're going to take a short little break. And this is to pause for the cause. And this is our announcement break. And Dr. Risher is going to come in. He has an event coming up in the community that has Math is Money and Money is Math. And we're going to ask people who have time and expertise and professionalism to come in and help and bless our children.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, here you go, Dr. Risher. We're giving Dr. Risher about a minute. He'll probably take 2, and if he takes 3, we'll punch him, okay?
Y'all see Sister Bingham throwing shots. Sister Bingham throwing shots. Jesus would not throw shots, Sister Bingham. All right. Making Money is All Mindset, Tuesday, April 8th. Please come down to Rodney Murray's barbershop to register your child, 12 to 16 years old. This is a 70-minute workshop trying to teach and inform our young people how to change their mindset about money. After the workshop, then I will be offering an opportunity for a summer camp so that I can provide math intervention, math enrichment through financial literacy. I'm a 25-year educator. I spend most of my time, teaching math. Also served as an administrator. So what I'm trying to do is fill those gaps that our students may have when they leave high school and go to college, or when they graduate, just to give them that basic foundational information about investing, whether that's real estate, compound interest, investing in stocks, making sure that they have the information now so that they can begin planning their wealth, because it's not only about financial freedom, but also having financial power. And so when we can have power, we have power to make change versus just having freedom. All right. So again, please stop by Mary's Place Barbershop, 701 North Wall Street. It is $12. That will include a free juice and a snack from Main Squeeze. So please come out and support. If you have any questions, please email me at mentor, MENTOR, at matthewsmoney.net. Have I gone under a minute?
Take a little bit.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just happy to be here in Sister Bingham's house of upgrades. All right. So thank you all.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
God bless. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Angie Renee, we'll hand it to you real quick.
All right. Love Connection Ministries. Each and every Tuesday evening at 5 o'clock p.m., join the Love Connection Ministries at 228 North Maple Street in Murfreesboro as they sow seeds of love, compassion, and a hot meal to those in need, according to Matthew 25. Email Team Simplicity Radio at yahoo.com for contact and donation information. Your seed is greatly appreciated. Free meals on Thursdays. Free meals are offered each and every Thursday evening at 5 o'clock p.m. at the Yard at Stones River Church, located at 1607 Hamilton Drive in Murfreesboro. This feeding is sponsored by Bethesda House Ministries and Look Along the Road Ministries. Please share news of the opportunity to receive these weekly hot meals with everyone in need. To God be the glory for his provision. Attention seed sowers. Simplicity Radio is looking for seed sowers to bless our ministry so that we can continue to provide support for people in the community who need it most. If you would like to partner with us in our endeavors, you can donate via Cash App at $ Simplicity with Angie, that's ANGIE, or you can email us at teamsimplicityradio@yahoo.com for additional information. Thank you in advance for supporting our initiative to help the Murfreesboro community. Annual Prayer Walk. Join Team Simplicity Radio for our annual prayer walk this Saturday, weather permitting, so check our Facebook page for updates. Saturday, April 5th from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We will meet at Old Fort Park Kids Castle. That's at 1025 Old Fort Parkway in Murfreesboro. We will start on time, weather permitting. All right, a day of honor and recognition. Dr. Jerry D. Marable and Mount Zion number 228 celebrates a day of honor and recognition with trailblazers of the gospel. Sunday, April 6th at 9 o'clock a.m., 228 North Maple Street in Murfreesboro. Simplicity Radio volunteers. We are looking to expand our Simplicity network and are in search of volunteers who are experienced in the areas of media and events. If this is you and you are able to lend your time and creativity to our ministry, please email us at teamsimplicityradio@yahoo.com for details. Finally, about next week's show. Join Team Simplicity next Sunday for a Simplicity Sunday Talk topic on Arrested Development with special guest, Pastor Jerry D. Marable. We will see you then for that conversation. Now back to tonight's Simplicity Sunday topic, what's going on with special guests, Mr. Kurt Wade, Mr. Greg McKnight, and Mr. Sam Huddleston. Thank you.
All right. I do believe we have a caller. Welcome to Simplicity.
Hey, how are y'all tonight?
Oh, we're doing fabulous. Wonderful.
How you doing, Mr. Mayor? How are you today?
Hey, Kurt, I got the call that you need to call in, and when Kurt Wade tells you to do something, you do it.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Mayor, we're getting ready to talk about trash a little bit.
Trash.
And, that's been the talk of the town lately. And there would be no better person to talk about trash than our mayor, Shane McFarland. Shane, I know we talked about this behind the scenes. The one thing that the city has stood firm on is we don't want outside trash here in Rutherford County. We don't want trash from Nashville. We don't want trash from Camden. We don't want trash from really anywhere. So give us your thoughts about what's been going on with Republic as far as they're promoting that they're being a good neighbor and we're not. And I think sometimes people believe that the city's just sitting back, and we know we're not sitting back because we're trying to make sure that whatever decision is made is best for Rutherford County, because what affects Rutherford County affects Murfreesboro.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt, that's a great summary. I mean, and you should know, because going all the way back to 2014, we had put a group together of Murfreesboro residents, Smyrna residents. There was several people on the county, Eagleville, Laverne, and really looked at sort of what's next. Because going all the way back 11 years ago, at that time there was like, hey, Middle Point's going to close in 6 years. So that number continually keeps expanding. So one of the things that the county commission back in 2018 and our city council have been really steadfast to say, we don't want to be the dumping ground of Middle Tennessee anymore. Rough numbers, there's almost 1 million tons of trash that come in every single year of waste, and out of that, over 70% of that's from other places. And so, the issue has been that it's easy for us to talk about sort of what's next, but when other people can continue just to bring the majority of their solid waste in the community, there's really not any incentive to figure out what's next. And so Republic has continued going all the way back to even 2016 to try to push this Middle Point 2.0, and that means expanding the landfill almost double the size of what it is right now. They're talking about, limiting the amount of outside waste from Nashville, but still, I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of tons a year. So we were proud the county commission this past Thursday night voted 16-5 to support a resolution that the Central Tennessee Solid Waste Board had passed to limit outside trash. So, I mean, I think the summer, just to keep it really short, that the city of Murfreesboro has really been focused on, finding a way for us to take care of our own trash. The county has been working on that. And then, you've got this sort of dark cloud that every time we try to talk about what we're going to do next, then you've got, Republic there saying, hey, we want to expand the landfill. And so that's what we've been working on. We've got some really great things that Kurt's been a part of, Sam's been a part of, that we're trying to figure out what's next. And hopefully that won't be, having a Middle Point landfill twice the size of what it is right now.
Well, Mayor, we really appreciate you calling in, because that's great information, because bottom line is, and I've said it and you've said it over and over again, we're not for the expansion of the landfill. And the reason being is we don't want outside trash here in Rutherford County. And I think as we continue to work and market on how can we help Murfreesboro when it comes to this trash situation that we have, because it's a situation that has to be dealt with, because one minute Republic says it's 6 years, next minute it may be 5. So do we really know when the landfill is going to close? And
you're dead on, and I think, Kurt, it's really important that we stress that this is not just a Murfreesboro issue. 4 of the 5 commission members who voted against limiting outside waste were all from the north side of the county, and I think it's important for all of us to know that that landfill is next to Stones River, which is a significant portion of our drinking water, and that water flows to Smyrna, to Laverne, the CUD intake. So this is not just a Murfreesboro issue. This is a Rutherford County issue, and I encourage all of your listeners and all of your constituents to try to just wade through all the political stuff and look at the organization that has the most financial benefit to gain, and then look at the organization like the city of Murfreesboro that we don't really have a financial benefit. We're just trying to do what's right.
Well, Mayor, I appreciate you calling in. Go enjoy your family time, and I'm sure we will talk.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great night.
All right, thanks,
right.
You
Mayor.
as well. Thank you.
Thank you for
Okay,
tuning
bye-bye.
in to Simplicity.
Yeah, I think one of the things, I know we had the list of questions they asked, and trash was one of them.
Yes.
And I think Sam can attest to this. I think the mayor has been in on this thing since day one. Just like he said, in 2014, we were on a commission together talking about trash. And we've been talking about trash ever since then, and even before then. So I think what we're trying to get the word out from the city's perspective is we don't want the expansion of the landfill. We want to be able to work with Republic, but we want to be able to on our terms.
Yes.
And our terms
Right.
saying, hey, we don't want outside trash.
Absolutely.
And we're definitely sticking to that.
And you know, as those updates and come along, we're going to have a section on talking trash.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be great. Well, we've got we've got another young man that's joining us tonight. Am I supposed to introduce him, or
You know, when Kurt comes on, he
takes
he
over?
thinks-
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's like our brother, because you know, usually Simplicity right now it's the two Angies, so he just adopts himself to us, and we just
Angie
let
B and Angie Renee.
right.
I'm
So
gonna change my name. So
go ahead, Kurt.
So we have Sam Huddleston, our assistant city manager, with us tonight. And
Yes.
Sam has been with the city for 25 years. So Sam, tell us what you do and how you do it on a daily basis.
I watched Greg McKnight work.
See?
Isn't he a great guy?
You pull the mic up, everything.
I'm Greg McKnight's biggest fan, and,
Yeah.
and,
I know,
I'm happy to be
yeah.
here with he and Kurt and with two Angies tonight. 25 years with the city. You know, I started out in engineering, but over that time I got to see a lot and do a lot, and so today I assist the other departments really in executing their visions and executing their plans, making sure they've got the things they need, serve as that help between the city manager and the mayor and council, and then our city staff and city leadership in executing the goals and visions. And Murfreesboro's been a good place to work, and we've done a lot of really neat things, and we've got a lot more work to do. The leadership of the mayor and council is so critical in that, setting that vision and direction for the city, and then really the city administration's job is to execute that vision. And so some of the things that you heard about tonight, those were visions 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and some of the things that we've talked about tonight are things we'll be working on for the next 10 to 15 years to see our city be what it can be.
So Sam, I know we talked about the Keystone. I'm gonna let you say a little couple of comments about Keystone, because Keystone project really changes our look of our downtown.
Get in the mic, Kurt.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We just have to train him as
Yeah,
he's
I'm
going.
sorry.
You're doing a fabulous job.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry, Mom. So Sam, I want you to touch a little bit on Keystone. I know we talked about it earlier.
Yes.
Give us your perspective. One of the things as council, when we voted on Keystone, we knew this was a game changer. This has an opportunity to change the look of our downtown, make our downtown more appealing. We want people to flow downtown. We want people to live downtown. I think this is what we've been looking for the last 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, that's correct. The Keystone project, it's right there on Broad at Church, between Church and Vine. That's our new front door to the downtown. And if you come through there today, if you come in from Church or Broad, you go, this is your downtown. We have a wonderful downtown square, historic buildings, a lot of character in that. We have a lot of businesses here. But right now, our front door is not that nice. And so Keystone gives us an opportunity to really clean up that front door. But Greg talked about the economic opportunities in the downtown area. And part of that downtown study he referenced, we identified a market of about 2,000 residential units downtown. That was the predicted market. Since that study was done, we've probably added 15. And what we know from the market is there's a very significant opportunity downtown. Keystone will help meet some of that. When you look at what keeps our downtown busy today, we're very government oriented, very government centric. Most people that come downtown 8 to 5 are here to do business with the city, or to do business with the county, or to do business with our judicial center, or something related to that. And so that drives a really 8 to 5 occupancy. By adding that residential, Greg mentioned these numbers. He said we'd like to see downtown activated from early in the morning till into the evening.
Right.
And the way you do that is supplement with residential. And so the residential part of that is really neat. But also some of the other opportunities that come with Keystone would do that. That all came out of a planning study that we conducted for the Bottoms. We completed that planning study in 2016. There were 3 big ideas that came out of that. One big idea was daylighting Town Creek. Greg mentioned that. It's going to create some nice green space in our downtown. And if you're living in a small downtown residential unit, your front door, your outside is really going to be places like Town Creek and Cannonsburg and the Greenway Trail that runs through here and Oaklands Park. Those are going to be Murphy Springs. Those are going to be your green space. So one big idea was Town Creek. Another big idea was improving the traffic operations on Broad Street between Church and Vine. And so we've got a part of our Keystone project will realign, add some capacity in there on those parts. It will allow us to get in and out of the Bottoms. One of the concerns that was identified there was you can turn into the Bottoms area. That's Front Street, Castle, Hickerson. But it's hard to make a left turn out. And so we have a plan to signalize an intersection there. I make some geometric changes that will greatly improve the traffic operations. Then the third thing we're working on, the third big idea that came out of that, was a pedestrian bridge over Broad Street.
Nice.
Broad Street carries 7 lanes of traffic today. In our improvements, we're going to add a lane, a right turn lane onto Church Street, so making it 8 lanes wide. That's a lot to walk across on the surface, and so getting that pedestrian bridge allows you to cross. It also allows us to let that traffic function more cleanly. We have pedestrian activated signals at a lot of our signalized intersections, and so when you push that button, it's actually going to stop traffic to let a pedestrian walk. And there are 40,000 cars per day that run on Broad Street, and so by eliminating that conflict between the pedestrian and the vehicle with the bridge, we can allow that signal to operate a little more effectively, and we can allow our pedestrians to be safer.
All right, we have a caller, and I do believe it's none other than Ed Raymer calling in. Hi, Ed. Welcome to Simplicity.
Well, hello. How are you?
We're doing wonderful.
Good, Ed. How are you?
Now, I know Angela has already decided that this is going to be a bad call, so I'm going to... Kurt, I'm not going to rake you over the coals. I'll wait till you're on my program, then I'll rake you over the coals, okay?
I'm ready for you, Ed.
Okay. Seriously, back to trash again, and I'm glad y'all doing this because I've got something I was going to bring up tonight on my broadcast when I go on at 8 o'clock. We received the mailer that came out, and I guess it's a joint effort between the county and the city. It's got attention. It's a big white postcard. Your local government is considering terms for a new landfill plan, and it goes on and on. And under the proposed plan, Republic Services will commit to the following, and it's got 8 or 9 terms they'll commit to, and that's all good and fine. What I wanted to ask Kurt about, and we've talked about this before, and I know everybody's talking about trash till they're up to their eyeballs, but we have to do it. It's part of what happens with the growth we've had. Is there a plan? Has there been talk? I know there's been talk of it, but where do we stand on like an incinerator? And the last I heard, there was supposed to be one out here close to me because I live out South Church, off the Butler Drive area. But now there was nothing, I don't think, ever in concrete about that. Where do we stand on that? Or was that a county issue?
No, it's not a county issue. You know, the city's looking at options right now, Ed.
Sure.
And one of the things, let's talk about that flyer. Any flyer that you gotten through the mail, the city has not mailed out anything like that. So those flyers are coming from Republic and whoever, but they're not coming from the city. And so we want to make sure that we stress that to the public, that anything that you get that has the city's name on it as of today,
That's good.
the city has not put any mailers out or anything. We will have our own marketing campaign to talk about what the city's really doing and not false advertisement as we've been getting out here. So
I'm glad you let me know that because I did not know that. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. As far as the what did you ask me about? The
Waste away. Waste away was the question.
Yeah.
He said incinerator, but really the
waste away
concept we were working on there was
Waste away. Yeah, waste away. And I think they've got a facility up in Warren County around McMinnville or somewhere like that.
They do. And we have not partnered with them. We've been in talks with them. So we're just trying to figure it out ourselves and trying to do what's best for Rutherford County and Murfreesboro when it comes to trash. And so we're just trying to figure out what's the next step with the landfill. Are they going to get the expansion or they're not? And then where do we go from here? Because one of the things the mayor said tonight was, so 1 minute they tell us the landfill has a 10-year life expectancy. But now the next week they might come back and say it's 6. Next week they might come and say it's 5. So how long do we really know what the expectancy is of the landfill? So like I said, Ed, we're just trying to figure it out. I know you're trying to figure it out, and just like we want to start, we will probably have some information out there to our citizens of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County within the next couple of weeks, talking about what the city stands for and what's best for the city and what's best for Rutherford County.
Awesome.
Well,
Would you like to elaborate? Ed, hold on.
Ed,
I think Sam has a little bit to add to that.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you today?
Fine.
The Butler Drive site, we had 2 elements in that. One of them was a solid waste transfer station. That is moving forward. We're in design phase on that today. We did build in the option or the opportunity if that waste away relationship does mature and we can get to a contract there, that waste away could occupy a portion of that facility and conduct their operations, converting that refuse to reusable energy. And so that's still an option for us. And I think Councilman Wade mentioned this. Keeping our options open today is a really good thing for us, and that waste away is still an option that's in play.
Well, listen, I to the people that may be listening in the county, my wife and I, we're out in the county. Our children live in the city limits of Murfreesboro. Whatever your elected officials are, city, county, and also in Smyrna, Laverne, Eagleville, wherever, folks, I know you got a lot to deal with. And whoever these elected officials are, either side of the aisle, we've got to deal with this problem. And we're not here to, and I always stress this too, and Kurt knows this, we're not here to point fingers and assess blame. What we've got is what we've got. And we've got to move forward as a county and a city to do something with it. And I appreciate y'all doing it. Angela, I appreciate you just even taking my call because I know I'm not on your good friends list anyway.
Ed, you know I love you.
I love you to death.
All right.
Thanks, Ed.
You and Sam, y'all are brave men. Be careful getting out of there tonight, okay?
All right, we're running.
We're in good company, actually.
That's right. Tell them. See you later, Ed.
Talk to you later.
All
Thank you.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for calling.
Hey, I think one of the most important things Ed said is that we want to be a good neighbor. We want to do the right things. And one of the things that the mayor said also, this affects everybody.
Yes.
Everybody in Rutherford County. I mean, when we start talking about the water, the odor, it affects, and we've got the stream running down through there. it affects Stones River. It affects everybody. So whether it's behind your house or not in your neighborhood, you need to know what's going on with this landfill.
Yes.
So
my mom and my sisters and I, we were talking about this over lunch today. You know, my mom cooks and we come over and everybody eats together. Oh, that food is so good. But getting back, we were talking about the lunch.
Kurt and I are available next Sunday.
Okay.
Great turn, I think. Yes.
But we were just talking about that and how it comes up. And like you said, no one wants to smell that odor.
That's right.
And then if that's my drinking water, my bathing water, my cooking and all of that, yeah, let's get together and do the best for the community.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so we can get off trash and get back to Sam. So Sam, you know, one of the things that as a council person that we get hit with all the time is traffic. Why is it
number one
That's
Yes.
it.
complaint now?
So I think we've done some good things. I know, but I think the number one thing we need to get people to understand. Some of these roads that needs to be widened and to be expanded, are they city roads?
Some, but most are state roads.
Can you say that again, Sam? I don't think they heard you.
Most are
Sam,
state
could you
roads.
talk into the mic?
Most are state roads.
Okay.
Yes, come on, Sam.
So when I look at Thompson Lane,
Yes.
is that a state road?
Thompson Lane from Broad Street to Memorial Boulevard is a state route.
So if I look at 99,
99 coming through town starts on the west side as Salem Highway comes into town, turns into Bradeville Pike as it exits our community. That too is a state route.
so if I look at 231,
231 comes into our community from the south, Bedford County, Shelbyville side, and makes its way north through the Walter Hill area, and that too is a state route.
so if I look at 96,
Highway 96, west side is Franklin Road, comes in, turns into Old Fort Parkway, and then leaves our town as Las Casas Pike.
yeah. So the reason I'm making this, getting people to be aware of, because everybody asks, when are you going to widen those roads? When are you going to do those? We're working on it, but it's a part of the state. We have to go through the process with the state. They're not city roads. If they were city roads, I'm sure that our engineering team and we would have had them done by now anyway.
Yeah, so we have a major transportation plan. We adopted the current plan in 2016. We were looking out about 25 years on that. The plan has $1 billion worth of road work in it. We've executed some of those projects. Last week, the council approved a study for us to update that. We've been in that plan now for about 8 years. So we'll reevaluate it and look forward, and also from some of the information we're getting back from the Department of Transportation at the state level, understanding what they're going to be doing and how that will affect our road networks here. We'll update that plan and republish it and take it back through for their review and approval, and that'll give us a 25-year outlook. Now that's looking forward. Looking backward, so 30 years or so we've been actively road building. Would it surprise you to know that Murfreesboro is the number 2 road builder in the state of Tennessee? And that's right behind TDOT. We've had a very aggressive road building program historically. We spent almost $1 billion in 30 years improving the roads in Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. And we have another $1 billion or so on our horizon. Maybe that number swells to $2 billion with the update to this plan. And we're spending between us and TDOT, we're spending $100 million, $150 million per year on road improvements and responding to those traffic questions.
All right, we're about to wrap this thing up.
Let me enter something, because I'm one of these people. You know, we complain when you don't do the road improvement. We complain when you do the road improvement.
You're right.
It's almost like there is really no convenient time.
No.
You know.
Yeah, there's a little Bible for that though. But the present distress will be helped out in the future. So,
Yes,
but
yes.
Paul said we got a little present distress, but it's
Come
getting
on.
better, Angie B.
Yes, it
There
is.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You know what? This is a time when we hate to say we are not out of talk but we are out of time. And, we thank everybody for tuning in. We want to do a station break so people can know how to contact Simplicity.
Yes, yes. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Simplicity Radio, on Facebook at Simplicity Sunday on WGNS, and you can also stream our show on podcast form on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, iHeart, and Amazon Music streaming services. Just search Simplicity Sunday.
Awesome. Now, everybody knows that if you haven't been to this restaurant, Jeff's Family Restaurant, the family of Jeff wants to extend the services, the funeral services will be at Scales and Sons Funeral Home. Family visitation is April the 4th, and the funeral will be 12 to 1. The committal is Christ Church Memorial Gardens in Nashville, Tennessee. And also the visitation will be 11 to 12. That is April the 4th. And that is for Jeff Sowell and the Jeff's Family Restaurant. And we want to tell the family great condolences of our prayers, and the food and the fun and the atmosphere is so fabulous. And we just want you to know that we are in love with that and in love with you. So God bless you. And thank everybody. All of our guests, thank you. You are wonderful.
Yes, phenomenal.
We just had a lot of handsome men at the desk tonight. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, watch the show now and later and see what I'm saying.
And share.
God bless.
Right,
Bye.
God bless you. Good night.